Hi. Today, we will learn the proposed amendment which has been made effective from 1st Jan 2022 in relation to input tax credit under GST law. With effect from 1st Jan 2022, a clause AA has been inserted under subsection 2, which is read as below. The details of invoice or debit note referred to in clause A has been furnished by the supplier in the statement of outward supplies, and such details have been communicated to the recipient of such invoice or debit note in the manner specified under section 37. So let us have an understanding what this clause AA has got a change for the existing practice. The tax invoice or debit note is a document which is relevant for the recipient of goods or services for availment of input tax credit. Currently, under clause A under subsection 2, physical possession of such document is mandatory. Now, this clause AA, which has been inserted effective from 1st Jan 2022, along with the possession, supplier who has issued that invoice or debit note has to file a return under section 37. ITC, which is currently being populated in GST 3B, that is table 4A, clause 5, is on the basis of GST 2B, which is to be religiously followed effective from 1st Jan 2022. So government has well thought ahead of implementation. They have given an opportunity and awareness how to use the data which is available on GST 3B auto-populated from the data called GST 2B. Now, this has thrown a couple of challenges to the accountants. Now let us understand that. Every month, effective from Jan 2022, the accountant is expected to match the input tax credit as per books of accounts compared with the data, which is ITC, input tax auto-populated in GST 3B on the basis of the source data called GST 2B. So this comparison results in two aspects. One, ITC is accounted in the books, but this is not being reflected in GST 2B. Or ITC is available in GST 2B, but not accounted in the books of accounts. So this data, that is clause number 2 and clause number 3, has to be religiously followed by the accountant on a monthly basis for the purpose of effective reconciliation. Now, this particular insertion, clause AA, has got certain key attention for the businessman. What is that? As you are aware, section 16, subsection 4 has a time limit for availment of input tax credit with reference to inward supplies received during a particular financial year. Currently, the time limit for availment of input tax credit is on or before return to be filed under section 39 for the month of September following the end of the respective financial year. So to take an example, for the financial year 2021, if someone has to take an input tax credit on inward supplies, that is invoices or debit notes relevant issued for financial year 2021, the time limit is on or before filing the return under section 39, that is GST 3B, for the month of September 2021. So the buyer has to avail the input tax credit in relation to invoice or debit note pertaining to financial year 2021 on or before September 2021. Now that has thrown a challenge where all the suppliers invariably with effect from Jan 2022 have to religiously follow this particular compliance so that input tax pertaining to financial year 21-22, all the supplies which have been issued by way of an invoice or debit note, it is recommended that supplier needs to file their returns promptly so that the buyer can avail the credit on the basis of data which is auto-populated in GST 2B. Now, this proposed amendment of clause AA has made a couple of changes wherein this statement called GST 2A, which is so-called dynamic statement, is going to lose its importance. Reason, now GST 2B has been made effective by way of insertion of this clause AA. So this GST 2A, we are going to see a end of its usage down the line. Also, in GST 9, there is a table called table 8A. The data in table 8A is auto-populated on the basis of GST at 2A. Effective from 1st Jan 2022, since GST at 2A is going to be made mandatory, it is very crucial for financial year 21-22 how the table 8A is going to be presented by the authorities concerned. So these are the changes which have been made effective from 1st Jan 2022 by way of insertion of this clause A. You have any suggestion or feedback, feel free to send me your response on this particular email. Thank you.